What's up, everybody? This is Gina Ifoe, the one and only African superstar. I'm live yet again. Big shout out to the African Superstar family, the customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. Thank you guys for all that you are doing to rebuild our platform. Please make sure you're still liking, sharing the videos, and make sure you're subscribed to our channel to help the numbers increase. Today, I want to talk about cultural differences should not be a deterrent from your inheritance. Big shout outs to Terry, one of our customers of the AfricanSuperstar.com. She forwarded me a video of Dr. Arcana, the former AU ambassador who was quite vocal about a lot of the things that are happening here on the continent and so on and so forth. Dr. Arcana had lots of remarks, and during these remarks, she talked about the fact that the continent is our birthright, referring to the diaspora. She talked about, people being in the diaspora, not identifying with being African, feeling like there's nothing for them here on the continent. They have no need to go, and so on and so forth. And she talked about it being our birthright. And I want to talk about that as well, because I see this attitude among diasporans when they're coming, or even just their perspectives about Africa, and they look at all of the challenges. They look at the cultural differences. They look at their ignorance and the fact that they've been removed and they're not abreast of what's going on here. They look at all those things as obstacles that won't change or that they can't overcome. And I have a bit of a different perspective. My perspective is that my inheritance is here, okay? This homeland of ours, it belongs to me and you and all of us. I believe that if anyone should benefit, if anybody should live well from the remnants of our ancestors and things like that, it should be us, And I think that we shouldn't see those things as deterrents. It's kind of like, I remember many times, there's been so many occasions in the past when I'm trying to prepare something. It could be a document, it could even be a report, it could be some kind of application form. There's always criteria that's required for you to apply for whatever you're pursuing. Okay. Whenever you're doing like a job application, you're going to have to provide your CV. You're going to have to provide your resume. You're going to have to provide your references or your work history or your transcripts from education. There's a lot of things that you have to prepare to do anything in life. You can't do anything basically anonymously. There always has to be precursors. And I kind of see the challenges, or maybe even the cultural differences, as some of those precursors for us to obtaining what it is that belongs to us here on this continent. Those things should not be a deterrent. The challenges on the continent should not be a deterrent. Your ignorance to the continent should not be a deterrent. Maybe even some of the experiences that you have here shouldn't be a deterrent. Because the reality is we are putting up with a lot of negative things in the West, and we keep being resilient among those things. We don't look at those things as preventative measures, even though a lot of times they are. And even though a lot of times at the end of the road, we're not going to get anything from participating in those situations. What I'm doing via this platform, what I always want to encourage my people is to be mature, all right? To measure up, to be strong, to kind of anticipate the challenges that you're going to encounter and overcome them. For me, I've already deemed Ghana my home. I have to be strategic. I have to be innovative in ways to remain here and figure it out and be successful here. The fact that I stepped my foot off the plane on the continent doesn't mean everything is organized and everything is in place. It's an ongoing thing. It's an ongoing thing. And in as much we are being welcomed to the continent and we have origins in the continent and all of that stuff, guys, if we want to be honest, okay, when you're making your transition here, you are starting over again. Okay, you have got to be an active participant in pursuing your birthright, okay, your inheritance. You've got to get it. Okay, a lot of our people have the hand me syndrome. They just want everything delivered into the palm of their hand. It doesn't work like that. Do you realize that the world powers have created such a complex web to prevent us from getting our inheritance? They've estranged us from our homeland. They've given us no knowledge of our homeland. They've lied to us about our homeland. They've created calamity on our homeland. I mean, these are indicators that for us to come here and reintegrate back into society it's not a part of the agenda that they have for us, which means that they've made it a tedious process, real talk. But when you're going through that analysis, you got to know and determine, do you want it or not? Do you want what is yours? I feel like I'm entitled to what is mine. Okay. And what is mine is more than materials and stuff like that. What's mine is also peace of mind, a psychological respite, where I don't gotta be under continual and utter stress all the time and pressures all the time. We've got to be willing to invest and work for it, guys. Sometimes I see these diasporan videos on YouTube, or obviously they go viral, and I look at the things that people are complaining about, and I just wonder, is that a big enough roadblock for you to not get what's here? It's amazing. Someone can go in your email box and send you a letter like, "Hey, I am a German prince, and my family's going to give me $50 million, but I just need you to send me 5,000 to clear some preliminary things, and then I'll send you your share of the 50 million." And people fall right into that. You see? But when you get an understanding, okay, these are some potential challenges that you're going to deal with on the continent, you want to shy away from that. But if somebody deceived you, you would jump right in. It doesn't make sense, guys. These are my thoughts today, because I think that we give in too much. I think we give up too much. I feel like we should be more resilient. We should be more passionate about our homeland, about sorting things out, about reestablishing ourselves. I feel like we should be expedient in doing it, because the writing is on the wall and we don't really have any alternatives. And whatever you think you're going to achieve in the West, it can be very counterproductive. Real talk. I mean, so many of our people have been consumed by those environments. Really, the best way for you to escalate is to use your funds in your homeland. Real talk. I mean, people that live in mansions here in Ghana and have estates and stuff like that, that's not how they live in the West. Some of them were living quite menial lives in the West, but they were smart enough to invest here. That was the key component, And when you are transitioning back to the continent, know that it's an ongoing process. What's up, guys? Are you here? Are you alive? Say what's up if you're in the building. We've got to be like, kind of anticipating the fight and the battle. I think some people, they have a very unrealistic expectation of what their life here is going to be like, what it's going to look like. As soon as they get here, they want everything to fall into place. And unfortunately, it doesn't go like that. Sometimes, you're going to get over here. You're going to fail. You're going to have to go back to the drawing board. You're going to have to revamp things, whatever. Some people have had to travel back and regroup and do whatever. Some people can come for a long stay. They can come for a few months, and they have to return to the back in America or back in the UK to raise money. But whatever you have to do to facilitate your reconnection to the continent, I guarantee you it's worth it. And if you do things well, then you're going to really help your future lineage get over some roadblocks that they otherwise would not have even had a chance of dealing with in the West. That's just the truth. That is just the truth. So I wanted to bring you this message. I see you guys are extremely quiet today, so I don't want to hold you. I assume when you guys aren't talking that you must be busy or tired or something. And I just wanted to drop this thought. Cultural differences should not be a deterrent. When you get here to the continent, you start going through certain things with people here. You should take into consideration. I tell you, nearly every day I get the questions of, oh, what brought you to Ghana? And how long are you here? And who do you know here? And why did you leave the West? I don't get frustrated with my people because I understand that their, connotation is different than the reality of what it's like. It's human nature to want better. And they're under the impression that the West is better. So that's why they like it. And that's why when they see you or I, they think, wow, this person's had access to this life and now they're here. It's confusing to them. Cultural differences shouldn't be a deterrent. If what you are saying is true, if you believe what you're saying is true about the homeland, about the ancestors, about your future, then you should be willing to persist against some things that are challenges. Because after all, if you're not willing to persist, you know what the alternative is going to be. I mean, we know what life in the West is going to be like for us. We've already gotten to this point now where we want to move, have moved, in transition of moving. We're doing all those things because of dissatisfaction for where we were, basically. Okay, so we know what is back behind us. We've got to focus and be very passionate about what is ahead. And most importantly, we've got to be strategic about pursuing what is ahead. Just being in the environment, wanting it, knowing that it's there, it's not going to get you there. What's going to get you there is the implementation. That's going to be what differentiates you from people that say they want things and hope they want things and pray they want things, and people that actually obtain and get things is going to be people that put that implementation in. Okay? So big shout out to the African Superstar family. Yeah, this is just a brief live. I'm heading out to an event here in Ghana today. Ministry of the Future is kind of an organization that helps along with Ghanaian citizenship, diasporans obtaining Ghanaian citizenship here. And they've actually purchased a diasporan center. So I'm going to actually go to the grand opening ceremony and celebrate with other people. And I'm looking forward to that. So if you guys are in Accra, that event is going on until 7 p.m. today, I believe. I've posted it on my social media. So come on out and join us if you are available. And if not, I will see you guys all again very, very soon. Until we meet again, stay Black and true. If you ain't Black, just stay true.